Friends, I'm Samir and I welcome you all to your own YouTube channel Aryabhatta. Friends, today in this video, our topic of discussion will be conditional probability. The conditional probability is the probability of an event based on a particular conditions. Now, what is that conditions? Let's discuss in details. To discuss conditional probability, let us take any two events A and B of the same sample space. Now, the conditional probability of the event B subject to the event A is equals to the probability of the event B subject to the condition that the event A has already occurred. That means the probability of B subject to A is equals to probability of B intersection A divided by probability of A, where the probability of A should not be 0 or the event A should not be a pi set. Now you can see this is the symbol used for conditional probability. Here there is a vertical line in between two events. The left side events is the event of which we are finding out or we are calculating the probability, and the right side event is the event which has already occurred. So basically conditional probability of B subject to A represents that we have to find out the probability of the event B when the event A has already occurred, and its formula is equals to, its value is equals to the probability of the common part of both the events divided by or subject to the probability of the event which has already occurred. So it's very simple formula to remember. Later on we'll see how it is derived and how it is actually used. Similarly, the probability of A subject to the event B is equals to probability of A intersection B divided by probability of B, where probability of B should not be 0. So friends, let's discuss and see how actually this formula or the concept of this formula works through one simple example. Now consider the experiment of choosing two-digit numbers from the set of natural numbers. So obviously, as we are discussing about two-digit numbers, two-digit natural numbers, so the sample space of the outcomes of this experiment S will contain only two-digit numbers which will start from 10 onwards up to 99. So the size or the number of elements of sample space is 90. Number of elements is 90, so size of the sample space is 90. Now under this experiment, let we have two events E2 and E3, which are as follows. Say the E2 event is the event of choosing an even number among these numbers. So it will contain 10, 12 up to 98. And say E3 is the event of choosing a number which is divisible by 3. So definitely it will contain two-digit numbers like 12, 15 up to onwards 99. Now if we'll count it, we'll see the size of or the number of elements in E2 is 45, and the size of E3, that is the number of elements in E3, is equals to 30. So here event E2 subject to E3 represents the event that choosing an even number when a number which is divisible by 3 has already been chosen. That means we have to take the numbers which are divisible by 3 first of all, and among that we have to choose only those numbers which are also even. That means we have to find out the intersection part of E2 and E3. That means the numbers which will be divisible by 3 and simultaneously which will be also even. So those numbers are clearly 12, 18 up to 96. Now the size of this conditional event E2 upon E3 will be 15. The number of elements here will be 15. Okay friends, so let's continue this topic further. So you can see the event E2 upon E3 is the event of choosing the numbers of E3 which are also the members of E2. That means choosing the numbers of E2 intersection E3 out of E3 which has already occurred. So the probability of E2 upon E3 is equals to intersection, the size of the intersection of E2 and E3 divided by E3 as we have discussed in this definition. So which is equals to 15 by 45 that we have already counted in the previous page, which after cancellation you are getting it is 1 by 3. So in this way we can see that the probability of E2 upon E3 is equals to size of E2 upon E3 divided by size of E3, which is equals to size of E2 intersection E3 divided by size of E3. Now if we divide the sample size with both the numerator and denominators, then it will convert it to the probability of E2 intersection E3 divided by probability of E3, which is the basic formula of conditional probability. So in this way this formula is working. We can clearly observe in this small example. Now there are few properties of conditional probability. Let's discuss them quickly. First property says that if any event of the sample space F, say F is the event of the sample space S, and let the event is not an empty event, it is a non-empty event, then the probability, the conditional probability of the sample space upon the its own event will be always 1, and the probability of the event upon itself will be also always 1. The second property says that for any 3 events E, F and G in the sample space S where G is not equals to phi, the probability of E union F subject to G will be equals to the probability of E subject to G plus the probability of F subject to G minus the probability of E intersection X F subject to G. So it is basically the same formula of that of probability of A union B, but here only the condition G is attached to it. Similarly, the third property says that for any 2 events E and F where the event F is not phi, the probability of E complement upon F is equals to 1 minus probability of E upon F. The fourth property says that if there are 3 events E, F and G of the same sample space S with G not equals to phi, then if E is the subset or equals to the event F, then the conditional probability of the subset event E upon the any event G will be less than equals to the conditional probability of the superset event F on the same conditional probability of G. That means the probability of the subset event will be smaller and the probability of the superset event will be greater as usual, and sometimes they may be equal also. Okay friends, so these are all in the properties of conditional probability. Let us discuss few problems or examples based on conditional probability. Now let's take this example. 2 dice are thrown simultaneously and the sum of the numbers appearing is observed to be 7. We are throwing 2 dice simultaneously together, and we observe that the number of the two numbers that appear on the up portion of the dice, the sum of the two number is 7. Then what is the probability that the number 3 has already appeared at least once? This is the question. So for that, our first work will be to choose the sample space. Here let's name the sample space, let it be S. So S is the sample space of throwing 2 dice simultaneously. Okay friends, and A be the event that the sum of the two numbers appearing is 7, and let B be the event that the number 3 has appeared at least once. So basically what is our aim? Our aim will be to find the conditional probability of B subject to A here. So before that, let's find out the number of elements in each and every set here. Here the set A, the event A contains only those pair of numbers out of 1 to 6 which are on the dice, such that the sum of those two numbers should be 7. So this will be 1 6, 6 1, 2 5, 5 2, 3 4 and 4 3. How many elements? 1 2 3 4 5 6. There are 6 such pairs or elements in this event. Similarly, B is the event where any number, at least any number, is 3, and they are 3 1, 3 2, 3 3, like that up to 3 6, then 1 3, 2 3 up to 6 3. Okay friends, so how many pairs of elements here? 11 elements. So let's count down the size of this sample space and events. The sample space size will be 6 into 6, that is 36, because 2 dice are thrown simultaneously. So number of such pairs will be 36. And clearly here we have already calculated that the size of the event A is 6 and size of the event B is 11. Now we need, as it is conditional probability, we need intersection of A and B. So in A intersection B, it contains only 2 pair of elements, that is 3 4 and 4 3. So size of A intersection B is also 2. Now the probability that 3 has appeared at least once when the sum of the numbers is 7 is equals to the conditional probability of B subject to A, whose formula is probability of B intersection A divided by probability of A, and you know A intersection B and B intersection A both are same. Now you can apply the values here and you can calculate, and the value you are getting is 1 by 3. So the probability of this type of conditional probability is 1 by 3. So friends, I think you are little bit clear now in this topic of conditional probability. So thank you very much for watching this video.